personally, but I think it's the entire offense, just learning a new offense and really getting 11 guys in the same field and the same program with the new offense is kind of hard. But I think this spring we've done a pretty good job of that, and I think the more positives we have, especially in A-Day, that'll carry into the summer and into the fall, and that's probably one of the biggest takeaways that we have so far.
Do you know that you were happy that when you hit the 300-pound plateau, have you been able to keep it, or are you losing weight?
I guess it just depends on the day, really. You just have to keep eating a lot, and sometimes you get tired of it. But summertime, I usually gain more weight, so
really,
hopefully I'll be able to. I'm gonna try to get 305, and then always lose a little bit of weight during the summertime. So somewhere be around 300 pounds would be nice.
When you said new offense, do you mean like scheme wise, or just like all the new guys you got in place?
I think there's obviously some scheme stuff you do. You can't have the same offense every year. You got to change it up a little bit. But I think the pace of how we do things, with also while maintaining our efficiency to run the ball downhill. I think it just it just kind of balance each other out. And at first, it was kind of hard to get used to. But I think now that this is practice 14, I think it's gotten a lot better.
How was that transition? I mean, for you, you're doing a lot more shotgun now than
Yeah.
snapping into a quarterback. So what was that transition like for you?
It is different. Obviously, just more traditional. You can snap the ball underneath the center. You get more weight forward on the ball. You can fire off a little bit easier. But I think when the quarterback's in the shotgun, it also gives us an advantage of the more stuff he can see, and if he wants to throw a dual read or something like that, then he can chuck it out there pretty easily. But change is always hard for a lot of guys, and especially after you've done a program for so long. But sitting down with Coach Cristobal and just really taking it all in, I think it's for the best. And we're rolling right now as an offense, so just keep it going.
Do a lot of no huddle stuff. It sounds like. What's the biggest challenge?
I mean, yeah, we still have the ability to huddle. Even last year, we didn't really huddle as much as we used to, and just get to the ball faster, get to the line faster, and so we're just going to keep continuing doing that. And we'll have different speeds on how we can play. I think that's really effective on the players that we have.
Has that affected the chemistry of the line at all? I mean, not being in a huddle.
I mean, it can. When you're in your huddle, you got time to regroup, and everybody sees each other. You can regroup and kind of look each other in the eye and tell them, all right, that's what we got to do. When you kind of lose that when you get to the line of scrimmage, but that's one of the things that we brought up after the second scrimmage was how we're not going to always have that ability. So for us as an offensive line, and talking with Coach Saban, the great teams that we've ever had here had great offensive lines. So that's got to be the pillar of what we do as this offensive line, because the five of us working in unity, brings everybody else up. So, but I think obviously with no huddle, it's a little more challenging, but we're up for it.
As we take role, like Coach accuses us of doing, we see who's working with you. How have you seen the twos develop? And tell me about some of those guys.
They're great. I mean, there's a lot of guys. We're just kind of young right now as an offensive line, but a lot of those young guys, especially with the twos, you got Brandon Green. He's working with the ones, twos. J.C. Hausnauer, Casher, pretty much just every guy, especially on the offensive line, has just been doing a great job and making a lot of strides, especially in that second scrimmage and the first scrimmage. Really getting after guys and pretty much holding their own against the one. So those guys are doing a great job, and the emphasis is that we have 10 guys above the line. So when you draw that line, you got 10 guys that can go in there. No matter who gets hurt, you won't skip a beat. Obviously, that's unrealistic to not skip a beat, but those guys can do a great job. If something happens like that,
it's not easy. But how has Corin Curvin kind of come on?
No, I mean I didn't even mention him. For a guy like that to transition from playing defensive line for the last 3 years to move to a left tackle spot, which is arguably the hardest spot to play. I think it's a testament to his athletic ability because he's been able to pick up the offense, which is relatively new to a lot of guys, especially coming from defense. You have to learn how to balance and run game versus pass game. You have to learn how to reach off, reach three techniques. When a lot of these guys and myself have been doing this for pretty much my whole life. But he's, Coach Cristobal and him have been working really hard, especially with a lot of the guys that have been teaching him. And he's been making strides. So it'd be interesting to see how he does.
Does he have a skill set that kind of allows for that, or how
Yeah, I
athletic
mean,
is
he's
he?
very
That kind of-
he can open up his gates, his legs, really well, and he's really quick and really agile. So I think to have a left tackle like that, and he's got long arms as well. He can punch and bend really well. I think he knows leverage from playing defensive line for so long. I think it's helped him out a lot.
How's the 13 practices and scrimmage help Bradley make that transition to right guard? I mean, I know he's practiced there before, but how's he look?
He did great, especially coming from center last year, where you really do have a lot of help, especially in the passing game. Versus when you're by yourself with a 3 technique, it's kind of hard. Being probably one of the hardest positions to play. Or that's in the SEC, 3 technique is usually one of the best players on the field. But a guy like him, he's so strong. I think this year this spring was really big for him to kind of take that next step into the one role, and I think he's done that really well this last couple weeks.
What do you